You can see the factor involved in combustion. The factor involved in combustion, oxygen is said to be the reaction which involves combustion with oxygen or other oxidizing agent. The following reactions are typical examples of combustion. The oxygen may be supplied, you can see here, supplied by the air. C plus O2 is CO2, carbon dioxide. You can see 2CO
Yes,
plus
sir.
O2 is 2CO2 and 2H2 plus O2. These are all combustion and 2H2 is formed. The combustion may take place using oxygen which is contained within the burning materials. The combustion material and the support of combustion being together in the same compound. You can see is nitroglycerin, 4C3H5, NO3 and thrice equal to 12 CO2 plus 10 H2O plus 6 N2 plus CO2. So you can see it here, combustion, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see the other. Oxygen may be provided by one of the materials. We're talking about the combustion, how the combustion is taking place, and the root cause of the is one of the chemistry explaining the fire. The oxygen may be provided by one of the materials in mixture of compounds. The termite reaction is the principle. Fe2O3 plus 2Al is equal to Al2O3 plus 2Fe plus 8. So thermite, you can see the mixture thermite. First of all, you have to have a moving plan. All right. Moving plan में मतलब कितने रफ की जरूरत है. The elements, other oxygen may be considered as oxidizing agent. Examples of these are chlorine and fluorine. Thus, combustion may occur with these two substances. Hydrogen may burn explosively with chlorine. The H2 plus Cl2 is 2HCl. All right. You can see how hydrochloric acid is formed by this thing, combustion. The elements other oxygen may be considered the oxidizing agent. Example of these are chlorine and fluorine. Thus, combustion may occur with these two substances. Hydrogen will burn explosive with chlorine. So you can see these examples also. H2 plus Cl2 is 2HCl. Many organic, that is material based on the chemistry of carbon materials, will burn readily in the halogen gas. You can see turpentine. C10H16 plus 8Cl2 is equal to 16HCl plus 10C carbon. Nitrogen is not usually thought of an oxidizing agent or even a reactive elements, but some metals may burn vigorously in this gas. Magnesium, aluminum and their alloys from nitride is combustion reactions. So you can see 3Mg plus N2 is equal to Mg3N2, right? Magnesium nitride.
Yes, sir.
Now you can see the other heat of reactions and calorific values. Let's go through the second point. The heat of reactions and calorific values. Okay, just go through this. All combustion reactions quoted above are exothermic and hence release heat according to their calorific values. For example, when 12 grams of carbon are burned to carbon dioxide, 39,000, no, 3,92,920 joules of heat are produced. Thus, the calorific value of carbon is how much? 3,92,920 divided by 12 is equal to 32,813 joules per grams. So you can see the calorific values, how the calorific values are being calculated.
Yes, sir.
So other factors must be considered in conjunction with the quality of the heat released in a chemical reactions. For example, the burning of magnesium produces less heat than the burning of carbon. When rates of reactions are considered, we find magnesium had a much higher rate of combustion than carbon, so that the heat is raised much more rapidly. Okay. So is it clear to you about the heat reactions and calorific values?
Yes.
So that is the theory of fire. It's it's well being explained, right? The nature of flame. The flame of burning materials may be defined as reactions having ability to propagate or spread through an atmosphere with the emission of heat or light. We are now discussing about the flame because this is also integral part of fire. So we are studying the theory of flame. Okay. Now, flame of burning materials may be defined as reactions having the ability to propagate or spread through an atmosphere with the emissions of heat and light. Propagation of flame front may be thought of a transition regions separating burnt from unburned. Light is usually given out from this region. A fuel oxidant mixtures which liberates enough energy combustion to allow flame to spread through the unignited regions of the mixture is called flammable. So you can see the flammable. If definition of flammable, what is the definition of flammable? Please read through the nature of flame. Okay,
Yes, sir.
just go through. Then I'll explain. Just read through. So you can see the propagation of flame front may be thought to be the transition regions separating burnt from unburned gases. Light is usually given out from this region. A fuel oxidant mixture which liberates enough energy or combustible to allow flame to spread through. Then ignitant regions of mixture is called flammable. In a flammable medium, local ignition sources produces flammable flame fronts, pass into the next layer of gas and continue the cycle of aperture there. Rather like runners in the relay race, combustion is a type of reactions known as a chain reactions. So you can see how by hat trends this chain reactions is being explained, which was not very clear by the triangle. Okay. So this tetrahedron is the like it's explaining the chain reactions of the fire. Okay, is it all right?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you okay? You can see the combustion types of the reactions, chain reaction, and flames are varying structures depending on the gas or the vapor being burned. The different zones in a flame are often categorized by the types of reactions going on in each zone. Very often, flames are relatively starved of oxygen. Lack of air or oxygen forces the volatile combustion matter surge of air or oxygen, resulting in long flame. Also, lack of oxygen within certain zones of flame, the organic carbon containing materials are decomposed by heat, giving rise to tarry or the sooty decomposition products, that is smoke in form. In addition, carbon monoxide is formed during incomplete combustion. It was stated earlier that most solids it was stated earlier that the most solid liquids have to be heated above normal temperature before flammable vapors are emitted. In discussing combustion of such materials, several terms are used which are defined below. Now, ignition temperature, flash point. You go through flash point and fire point, then I'll explain. And also the spontaneous ignition temperatures. These are the three factors which are very helpful to define the theory of fire. These are very, very important things while studying the nature or the theory of fire. Okay? So go to the flash point.
So this is the front part of the ship. These are headlines. This is the headline. This is a breastline. These are springs. This is forward spring and this is aft spring. Okay. This is aft breastline and these are stern lines.
So you can see flash point is the lowest temperature at which there is sufficient vaporization of the substance to produce a vapor which is flash momentarily when the flame is applied. There are several types of apparatus for determining the flash points of material. So this is not very important. Only Abel and Banksy Martin. But you should know what is flash point. And where necessary, both the methods of types of apertures is quoted. So that is not so important. I'm not skipping that. Now it should be noted that there are some situation conditions might exist in which the pressure is under 1 atmosphere and there will be result in the reduction in the flash point temperature. Now fire point. This may be defined as the lowest temperature at which the heat from the combustion of the burning vapor is capable of producing sufficient vapor to enable continued combustion. It will be seen that the difference between the flash point and the fire point is that the flash point temperature is only required to produce vapor to enable a momentarily flash to take place, whereas the fire point temperature has to be high enough to produce sufficient vapor to sustain the reaction so that the substance continue to burn independently of the ignition sources. Okay. Now spontaneous ignition temperature.
हाँ मैं बोल रहा हूँ 11 बजे अभी नहीं 11 बजे.
This is the temperature at which the substance will burn without the introduction of flame or other ignition
क्या
sources.
बोलते हैं? इसको क्या बोलते हैं?
This is sometimes referred to as the auto ignition temperature.
इसको इसको क्या
This implies that under certain conditions, some materials undergo spontaneous combustion. Now, what is spontaneous combustion? It's well defined here. You just go through. Okay. Certain materials, especially organic materials, based on carbon react with oxygen at room temperature. Compounds such as linseed oil, which contain carbon-carbon double bonds, are very prone to this reaction. If the fuel is good thermal insulator, The heat generated in such reaction cannot get away. The temperature rises, which increases the rate of reaction, then switches and escalates. Eventually, the ignition temperature is reached, and the true combustion commences. So I just request you to go through again. Okay, fire point. Then you see the flash point, fire point, spontaneous ignition temperature, spontaneous combustion also. So just go through. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just go through, then we'll discuss further.
You may have different kind of a maintenance as well as keep lookout duties from the mast. Both are possible, but standing and working on the mast or any work at a height is a risky. So what is the risk of working at a height? Risk of falling down. Risk of falling down. And if you fall down, you will injure
Now you can see the
yourself, and you may have
true
to
combustion commences. Okay.
find lots of injuries happen.
And the limits of flammability you can go through.
So, what are the working hazards of working at a height, risks involved, and what precautions you take, you will do. So, on the ship, you may have to work on the height. On the crane, you may have to work on the funnel, you may have to work on the mast, you may have to do work on the accommodation, and it is a very common work. And since it's a common work, we are supposed to be doing it on a routine basis after taking all the safety precautions. So what are the risks involved? Risk is falling down. Risk is also you may drop something from that height onto someone else who's maybe a spanner or something, and then you can injure him. Okay, these are the two main risks. So how do you ensure that you, when you're working at the height, what precautions do we take? So, first of all, you have to ensure that you inform duty officer and all concerned people. First of all, do a risk assessment. सबसे पहले do a risk assessment. Then, you should ensure the checklist is filled up. There is a checklist for working at a height. Some important key is such that it can hamper your work. You have to have
Reaction, the action of bacteria on certain or this thing or organic materials can cause a rise in the temperature, eventually leading to the active combustion.
staging.
A fine state of tough subdivision, as in ore, coal, and some metals, could lead to the spontaneous combustion. Many examples of above phenomena have been recorded
In a bucket or a bag tied to a heating line.
with drying oils,
Dropping anything.
hay sacks, and coal stores.
In the permit.
The thermal insulation factor is obviously great importance in this type of combustion, and cross-linking of some plastic can also lead to the spontaneous combustion. So limit of this thing is always given. You can see.
Inspect the staging. All ropes to be inspected. In case of bad light, you have to eliminate. Inspect all the equipment which is associated with working at night. You are working in the area of aerials, isolate all aerials, isolate the whistle. That means the ship's whistle. And put do not operate notices causing a hazard beam. Okay, if you are working on the side.
So
of the
this
ship,
was about your
in addition, you have to have live buoy
some of the theories,
and
about this. Now we'll continue further.
live jacket and
So flash point, fire point,
has to be
just a recap of that.
dead.
and then we'll discuss about your
This is the
organic, others also like organic peroxide, hydroperoxides.
harness.
These are the other things, and agents.
We'll add a
That is
this.
your organic oxidizing agents.
Remember, any work which is done more than 2 meters in height is
So just recap, and then we'll proceed further.
not your whims and fancies or masters or chief officers.
You can see this.
About what is working at height. Working at height is any work which is done more than
So you can see the combustion, okay, chemical reactions, chain reactions,
working at height. समझ में आ रहा है?
and chemical reactions. You can see the oxygen, heat, and fuel. किधर है? इधर ही था ना? मैं उधर रख दिया शायद, वहीं रख दिया था, बाहर. Heat, oxygen, and combustion substance. You can see it here. The fire tetrahedron.
So
We explained for the chain reactions. You can see this.
this is my battery is a little bit running low, so quickly copy down. I think I'll try and get a charger in the meantime.
You can see this example of nitroglycerin. Okay, the combustion may take place using oxygen which is contained within the burning materials itself. And the combustion materials and the substance of combustion being together same compound. All right. Now you can see the thermite mixture. So how this mixture, oxygen may provide by the materials in mixture of compounds, and the thermite reaction is stated. So you can take down these reactions also. Okay, this is a magnesium nitride. So I'm just giving you 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you can copy it down, and I'll proceed further by the theory of fire.
So as far as PP is concerned, you have to wear this.
Maybe thought of transition regions separating burned from unburned gases.
And continue in the next class.
Light is usually given out from this region, the fuel oxygen mixtures which liberates
I'm just on mute.
enough energy to combustion,
This thing on charge, so I'll not be answering any questions as of now.
which liberates enough energy on combustion or allow flame to spread
In the next class.
through the
About working. Okay.
unignited regions of the mixture is called flammable. So you have the definitions of flammable. What is flammability is. And in a flammability medium, a local ignition produce the flame, pass into the next layer of the gas and continue. During the cycles of aperture series rather than runners in a relay race, and combustion is a type of reactions known as chain reactions. So you can see the exact definitions of combustion. What is combustion? Flames having various structures depending on the gas vapors being burned. The different zones in flames are often characterized by types of reactions going on in each zone. Very often flames are relatively starved of oxygen. Lack of air or oxygen forces the volatile combustible material search for air or oxygen, resulting in a long flame. Also, lack of oxygen with certain zones of flames, the organic carbon containing materials are decomposed by heat, giving rise to tarry and sooty decomposition products, that is smoke is formed. So that is how this smoke is formed, and the addition carbon monoxide is formed due to the incomplete combustion. So carbon monoxide is a product of incomplete combustion. Okay. And it was stated earlier that the most solid and liquids have to be heated above normal temperature before flammable vapors are emitted. In discussion combustion of such materials, several terms are used, which are defined at ignition temperature. So this we just gone through. Just revise the same thing. What is flash point? Flash point is the lowest temperature at which there is sufficient vaporization of the substance to produce vapors, which will flash momentarily with the flame is applied. Okay. So this is that. What is fire point? The difference between fire point and the flash point. What is fire point? This may be defined as the lowest temperature at which the heat from the combustion of the burning vapor is capable of producing sufficient vapors to enable continued combustion. It will be seen that the difference between the flash point and the fire point is that the flash point is temperature is only required to produce vapor to enable a momentarily flash or take place, whereas the fire point temperature has to be high enough to produce sufficient vapors to sustain the reaction so that the substance continue to be burned independent of the ignition sources. So this is it. Now spontaneous ignition temperatures also just go through and the spontaneous combustion also. Okay. Just recap. Certain materials, especially organic materials based on carbon, react with oxygen at room temperature. Compounds such as linseed oil, which contain carbon-carbon double bonds, are very prone to this reaction. If the fuel is good thermal insulator, the heat generated in such a reactions cannot get away. The temperature rises, which increases the rate of reactions, and situations escalates, and eventually the ignition temperature is reached. And the true combustion commences. So this is, and alternatively, the action of bacteria is also in certain organic materials. So these are the different examples given, how this combustion is taking place. To the bacteria is also, just you can see this. Bacteria in certain organic materials can cause a rise in the temperature, eventually leading to the active combustion, a fine state of subdivision, as is the powdered coal and some metals, could lead to the spontaneous combustion. Many examples of ever phenomena has been recorded with drying oils, haystacks, and coal stores. The thermal insulation factor is obviously great importance in the type of combustion. Cross-linking of some plastic can lead to the spontaneous combustion. So this is the limits. We can. Now let me discuss about the oxidizing substance. See, oxidizing substance is a material that releases oxygen when it is heated, or in some instances when it comes in contact with water. Okay. Substances of this nature include the hypochlorites, chlorates, perchlorates, nitrates, chromates, oxides, and peroxides. All contains oxygen atoms that are loosely bonded into their molecular structure. That is, they carry their own supply of oxygen, enough to support combustion. This oxygen is released when the substances break down, as in a fire. For this reason, burning oxides cannot be oxidized by removing their oxygen. Instead, large amounts of water limited by ship's stability safety needs or used to accomplish extinguishing. Oxidizers Oxidizers are hazardous materials and such a regulated by the US Coast Guard. So this was about the oxidizing substances. Now organic oxidizing agents. Okay. So we'll talk something about your organic oxidizing agents. When nitric acid reacts with organic, the carbon-based compounds, two important types of substances are formed. Organic nitrates, that is NO3, and nitrous compound, that is NO2. These compounds are oxidizing agents, and furthermore, they carry oxidizable carbon containing materials with their own molecules. Consequently, both the organic nitrates and nitro compounds are flammable. Some that contain several nitrates or nitrous groups in these molecules are explosive, and typical examples of glycerol, just TNT, an example, is a classical example of this, organic oxidizing agents. I think all of you must have heard of this TNT. This notorious explosive. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is one of the organic oxidizing agents. Now, most of organic nitrates and nitro compounds are toxic, and many of them, including glyceryl trinitrates, may be absorbed through the skin. Right? So you have just, we talked about your TNT. That is a very notorious this thing, examples of glycerol. Now we'll talk about something organic peroxides and hyperoxides. Okay. Now the structure of these compounds, especially we're talking about the peroxides. So it is, this thing is a OH bond, HOOH, and by replacing both hydrogen atoms by organic groups. If only one hydrogen is replaced, the hydroperoxide is formed. And that is how it is very, very explosive. Many of them are explosive and sensitive to the mechanical shocks. Right? Because of this, they are often diluted or dumped down with either water or stable esters. Peroxides are toxic and especially irritating to the skin, eyes, and mucous membranes. Skin contact and breathing of vapors should be avoided. In all respects, organic peroxide and hyperoxide should be treated with extreme caution. Now, we'll talk about some combustible. We'll continue in the next class also, about this theory of fire. Okay, we'll talk about woods, coal, in a typical this chemistry of this, how this is taking place, and then potassium to calcium, metals. So all these fires are the classical examples of this. About their combustible solids. Okay, let us talk about the woods. How this wood is, will typically is most content is the water in wood. So actually what happens, it is a complex polymeric materials and is closely allied to the cellulose in spite of the wide use of synthetic materials, right? Now wood still accounts for the great deal of usable non-materials. And there is a high content of water and wide difference in moisture content between green and the well-dried wood is significant in regard of the fire risk. Considerable quantities of the heat are required to dry timber due to the high latent heat of the vaporizations of water. Now, when wood is heated, a marked decomposition occurs at 170 degrees centigrade. So this 170 degree is very, very important. With the evolution of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide and water due to the decomposition of the polymeric materials of which wood is composed. At 302 degrees centigrade, an exothermic reactions occurs, still further decomposing the wood. The liberation of heat can enable the late stage of carbonization to occur without heating. Right? The properties of wood are such that a long flammable fuel is produced, which burns readily and spreads fast.
Sir? Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Your class will going to be over by what time?
Sir,
11, 10?
11.
Huh?
11, sir, 11.
So already 11 is there.
10:50, sir.
Huh? Okay. 1 minute. Timetable, what is 11, 10? 1 hour, no? This is 1 hour. Anyway, then we can call it, this thing will continue in the next lecture, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
About the coal and other things will be. And if you have any doubts, then we can continue about the reactions, other things, okay? All right.
Yes, sir.